All right, guys, it's 2 minutes prior to when they typically drop, 11:58, 10 a.m., same as the New York time. We're in the East Coast here. But they did remove the timer on Jeep.com. If we come back to the crate drop, it was still floating around and moving around. I don't have crazy good service out here, but predictions? Do you want to say it, Ryan?
Yeah, do it.
Willys 392. I think that they are going to use the Wrangler 392. That is the base Jeep, and then just do different trims on it. So I think an even cheaper 392 is coming, and I think Goldilocks is going to be dropping. And a lot of people are going to be like, there's no way you guessed that, if it does come true. But let's just say if you hit right-click on websites, anybody in the public can do it. You can inspect some things and look around a little bit. So let's see. Hopefully the drop comes at noon, and we'll see what it is. There it is. Willys 392. 69.9. Today on Dirt Road Cred, Jeep has just dropped a bombshell, the best bang for your buck 392 that Jeep arguably has ever produced, the Willys 392. Let's break it down, talk about what we can see so far with this Jeep, because man, this is crazy. Let's get into it today on Dirt Road Cred's February Jeep News. Oh boy, the biggest news that we've seen in a while, especially in these 12 for 12 drops. Jeep's pulling one out. You know, after this 85th anniversary, we had to see something special, and it has dropped the 2026 Willys 392. I know we guessed that right ahead of time, and you guys are going to say, man, there's no way. These guys are getting fed stuff. They're getting photos. They're getting insider information. If we were getting that information, the video would have gone live exactly at 12 o'clock, and we wouldn't have to sit and wait and see what it says. You can actually use your computer and hit the right click button on most websites and get that crazy screen that pops up, and there's all sorts of very long code and text. We're Jeep freaks, and we look through that, and that's what one of the images actually said. Very deep, Willys 392. The price, though, that was a guess. And the reason was because of the Moab pricing and everything else we thought about and what we thought the Willys 392 might have. And also, if you guys think we're plants or whatever, we didn't mention this to anyone.
We've known for 2 days.
Yeah, we've known for 2 days. So, man, this is crazy, though. There's a lot to unpack in this, just because not only is this a new 392 trim, but also the price of this thing is absolutely... It's insanity for what it features as well. So first, Ryan, let's take him through a little bit of what we saw on the Stellantis North America side, because the drop is not revealed on Jeep.com yet. I mean, we've been checking, we're uploading it. It might drop as soon as we're on here. But on Stellantis North America, you can clearly see a Goldilocks Willys 392 with the imagery kind of gave away what is included with this vehicle. When we go down through Stellantis North America, we can see what's included, and this looks to me just like a Willys Extreme Recon with the Dana 44 front and rear axles, rear locking differential, 456 gears, but no front locker and no disconnecting sway bar. So that's how it's different from the Moab and different from the Rubicon 392. It comes equipped with a set of 35-inch tires, the 17-inch wheels, rear swing gate reinforcement kit, basically an Extreme Recon for all intents and purposes here. But what is so crazy about this is the fact that they've given goodies on the exterior and the interior that I didn't see coming on a Willys 392. My dad ordered a Willys Extreme Recon back in the year 2022. We've looked at a ton of them, brand new ones in the local lots. They normally come with plastic front and rear bumpers. They don't come with heated seats or the power seats, and they're pretty base besides the Extreme Recon. The Willys 392, on that sheet, Ryan, front and rear steel bumpers. What? Like, I thought it would have been plastic. Let us rip them off. Front and rear steel bumpers, Napa heated and power leather interior seats, LED lighting group, and what else was there? Oh, Alpine audio, just to throw a little bit more in there for you. What? Like, I was thinking Willys 392 stripped down, taking it back to the basics, taking it back to the roots, give us cloth seats, no heated seats in there, but they pretty much loaded this thing up on the interior and the exterior, and all for this $69,995 without destination. $72,000-ish with destination. That is, I mean, I know what I paid for my 2024 392. I know what a lot of people paid for the 25 Rubicon 392. This is quite literally, Ryan, I mean, what's that? $35, almost $40,000 less than some of the Rubicon 392s a year later. For an absentee front locker, absentee front sway bar disconnect. You do get a soft top with this one, and no color match fenders.
And there's not a black grill.
And no black grill, and no front camera. There's like the tech group's a little bit less, but the most affordable 392 probably since the inception of the 2021 392, which was hovering the high 60s, low 70s, depending on what deal you could get for it. With no extreme recon, though. You got front lockers and the other stuff, but no extreme recon, no curtain airbags, no new screen. We're now 5 years later, and the price has returned to basically what it started as, with a whole heck of a lot more going for it. This is probably the biggest news that we've had to drop for a long time. And what I think is the most insane about this is that we just had the Moab 392 come out at $79, and that was already blowing people away. And now we just revealed another 392 for $69,000. And I think Bob Brodendorf, we have a screenshot of his statement. He wanted to get back to the roots, wanted to get back to a simpler Jeep that more people can afford, but still have a V8 under the hood. I would argue that he kind of nailed all of it. Besides, he didn't dumb down the interior or the exterior. Like normally you'd think like, okay, cloth seats, plastic bumpers, let's really strip this thing down. But he pretty much left it like a Moab, front and rear steel bumpers, power leather seats, but just the price went down $10,000. So in the terms of it, we're talking front camera, front locker is gone, front sway bar disconnect, the color matched hard top, the front camera and some of the tech group is gone, but in reality, the entire Jeep is very, very similar, Ryan. I mean, if you're going to buy one of these things, you could build it up very quickly, and for that 10 grand you're saving from the Moab to this, that's a lot of aftermarket goodies. What do you say?
That's sick.
It's insane. I don't really know what to say besides I really wanted to see Goldilocks like available on the ordering side. But one thing we did notice is that it says orders for the Willys 392 are going to be in March. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. I unfortunately will have to wait a little bit longer for the Goldilocks color. But this is absolute insanity from Jeep. And it does kind of seem like they're going in the right direction for getting back to the consumer, getting back to the audience, and trying to lower these prices. Man, what's crazy, Ryan, I just thought of this. A Rubicon X is like the same price as this thing right now. So you could get a Rubicon with a V6 or this with a V8 for right around the similar pricing. That's insane. So obviously there is some speculation around this trim. Perhaps the biggest thing is, I know on the 12 for 12 drops, they do say limited edition or like short time runs, they've kind of said on a few of them. I don't think they're going to be out forever, but there really is no concrete evidence. In our head, from a marketing standpoint, if you've got a Moab 392 at the $79,000 mark, people got excited, they were ordering them, and they are starting to get delivered and purchased. Having a Willys 392 at $10,000 less, what I think that Jeep should do is they'll probably, or they could, stop the Moab 392, replace it with the Willys 392, and that would not only do two things. If you wanted a Moab 392 loaded up with a hard top, with all the other goodies that come with that, including a front locker, you'd have time to still pick up that Jeep. However, it would create urgency with the Willys 392 that these things might not last forever. Once again, we do not know because it is... Ryan, it's 12:40, and the drop is still not live on Jeep.com. However, it is available on the Stellantis North America Media website. You can go on and see all the pictures, you can see everything that's on there, and it's already been posted on some of the forums online. So we're curious about what more is to come. We've already called a couple of our dealer reps that we're trying to get some of the back-end information because right now we don't have invoice pricing, we have MSRP, we don't have invoice, we don't have what options you can add, and personally I do think this is going to be like a normal Willys Wrangler where you can add on more things to it. It would be very odd if this was only available with a soft top as compared to being able to option on a black hard top or a color matched hard top or the Sky One Touch. But as far as the interior goes and exterior, it's kind of loaded up with steel front and rear bumpers, the heated Napa leather seats, and all the other goodies on this thing. There is more already equipped. So I think you might just have a few options, maybe including a hard top, soft top, or maybe a combo top on this. And then I'm also curious if Goldilocks is set to come out in March. Will the rest of the vehicles follow suit? Will you see the rest of the Wranglers get Goldilocks, or are they just going to pull that like they did with the Rain where it's only on certain trim right away and then it gets trickled down to the rest of them? And also, what does that mean for other colors? Is there going to be one color that goes away and Goldilocks goes to replace it? Very curious on that. And of course, we will keep you guys updated as we're getting information. It just seems very odd that it's like 12:45. The countdown has gone Even this morning, I think I went on at like 9 o'clock and it was already gone. Very curious on what they're planning. If there's some sort of, is there any big shows or events going on? NADA is over, so I would have thought maybe they do like a live press reveal, but you would think they would already have it done. Either way though, guys, what are your thoughts on the Willys 392? Is this something that you could now say, you know what, at that price, I might make the jump and might pick one of these things up? Or is it still too expensive? I really don't know how much cheaper you can get on these things, but in my eyes, as a former Rubicon 392 owner, it kind of shows me just how much margin was in this. And that's a bit of a hit, is that for last year, for 25 Rubicon 392 final editions, they were over $100,000. Like, I don't care what you say, a color matched roof, color matched fenders, and cameras, and a couple other gadgets, they're not worth $40,000 or $30,000 more than this. So, very curious on your opinions. We'd love to hear it down below in the comments. And then I think what we're going to do too is we're going to try and compare these to all the other 392s. So for those that are in the market and shopping for these vehicles, which I think this adds a lot more people into the market, you can kind of go down through a checklist and see what each one includes to help you with a buyer's guide. Until next time though, we're really enjoying these Jeep drops. Hopefully they actually have a video come out soon so we can take a closer look at it. But if not, we'll be watching and we'll have some more content coming out surrounding this vehicle. Ryan's behind the camera. I'm here talking to you, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.